I wish I could show these to you. Like this one I painted. This one I just put a little bit of coating on. You can see you can't see much, but to touch them, it's not sandstone. Like I said, these are stitched animal hide, and all this grittiness, it actually feels like very suede-like. And what I really believe happened was, instead of a chipped rock, and if like I zoom in to these ones very closely, they have the most fine detail. I took a little ink and traced those lines because I'm just really fascinated by the accuracy of like this animal, this little fox thing. It even has nails on the paw. There's a paw right there going under its chin. On the one that's on this side, it's hard to see, and so every time I go, look, there's a thread, and then if I zoom in, for some reason it like, you don't capture it, but if I put my thumb right there by the side of this ear, you'll see that thread mark. If I zoom in, it kind of vanishes, but it's right above my thumbnail. So if you go on this side right there, you can see the little thread markings. Watch, if I turn it this way, there's another fox head right there. Trying to do this with and there's even like a little stitch mark kind of like right above this lip, just to try to make that the shape of that lip very lift up a little bit. It's just so hard to see. You can kind of see the overlapping. So what I am saying is, like, okay, the paleo natives that did these things, and the way I did this was there's actually a thread line going around that mastodon, and there was actually a thread line separating the mammoth from the mastodon. Yes, that's freaking cool. And nobody would care. Nobody would see this unless I painted it. So I go back to these groups, and I get laughed at a lot by people who don't know who I am or what I do. Yeah, and it's hard. Somebody will say, I want to see a tutorial about what you're doing. And then like somebody sees me like taking a brush and brushing over something, and oh, look at this is great, and they're like, they don't see it, and they're like, lady, you're crazy. So I'm going back, okay, this has like barely been treated, and what I'm saying is, in order to make these objects, they have been was it, they're stitched there, what is it they call them, soft tissue petrification. For some of these, they have this texture where you can feel hair follicles, and when I get them wet, the hair follicles and the thread and stuff will actually soften up and stand up slightly. So, and just, to touch it, you can feel it. Now look at the shape of this. I think they used like scraps of things. You can't make any clothing out of an ear or the facial skin off of a bear, once they've taken it down. But this I have grandsons. Mr. Bear here. Now looking at this, there seems to be like a stitching going around this way. This seems kind of blunt right there.